You decided to become an entrepreneur and jump into entrepreneurship. First of all, congratulations. But when it comes to running your own Amazon business, you have to register a company at some point. Today's video, I want to go over LLCs, S corporations, C corporations, the difference between each one as far as taxes and kind of how you'll do accounting. Also, when is best to actually form an LLC or to register your company? When should you do that? Is it required? And how much does it cost? I'll cover all of that in today's video. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, welcome back. Those are my subscribers. My name is Brian Noonan. I'm a full-time Amazon FBA seller, mentor, and coach. Right here on my YouTube channel, I release weekly videos covering everything Amazon, e-commerce, NFTs. If you enjoy that type of content, do me a favor right now. Head on down and press subscribe. I can see each and every one of you who take just a minute to press subscribe, and I appreciate each of you. My job right here on this channel is to help educate, teach, impact as many lives as possible, sharing and documenting my journey of how I went from a struggling broke drug addict 8 years ago to being able to run and own multiple six-figure online businesses. Let's jump into it. All right, guys. Well, welcome into this lesson. I'm excited to share with you and go over something that's kind of complicated. It was definitely confusing for me in the very beginning when I first jumped into entrepreneurship, and that was business registration or business or company setup. You know, when do you set up a company? How much does it cost? That can be really confusing. And then when it comes to like accounting and bookkeeping, I've never been really great with Excel sheets and bookkeeping and accounting stuff. So I'll go over the best kind of softwares to help you with bookkeeping and accounting for your new business. I'll go over business entity types and also tax statuses like S corporation and how to save taxes when it comes to the profits and the earnings you make from your business. So the things I'm going to be going over today is, Amazon business or company registration and setup. I'm going to go over accounting and bookkeeping and taxes. So stay tuned. Lots to cover in here. If you need to, watch this video a couple times, don't worry about that because for me in the very beginning, this took me like at least 6 months to learn all of these different things, reading and watching and keep on learning because it's complicated, right? It's not just taxes you have to learn, but it's also like, paying any employees once you have VAs on your team, withholding payroll taxes, and then paying income taxes, and then write-offs and all of this. So this will be a great video, though, to get you started so you kind of understand the different types of business entities there are when it comes to accounting, what do you do, and when it comes to paying your employees, withholding payroll taxes, paying taxes, you'll be covered there as well to have at least a basic good understanding of all three of those things. So there's a sole proprietorship, there's an LLC, there's S corporations, there's C corporations, and nonprofits. Obviously, we're in it for profit, so we're going to be, usually these two are going to be the most popular options for Amazon sellers, for e-commerce brands, an LLC or S corporation. The most popular by far is LLC, guys, limited liability corporation. This is probably what 90% of sellers and new small businesses go with, is setting up an LLC. But I want to explain in this video why I believe that S corporation is even better because it can save you like a lot on taxes, several $1,000s per year by going with an S Corp, which is a tax status, by going with an S corporation or a C corporation. So it's also going to be a little bit different based on if you're in the USA or not in the USA, and also what state, what state are you in? That's going to be a factor too. All right, when could you file an LLC or S corporation? So to sell on Amazon, you do not have to have a company or a business set up. They will let you just sign up for an Amazon seller account with your personal name and details, your personal bank account, your personal credit card, and your personal social security number. You would just sign up for a seller account. That's how I started. Just all my personal name and details. You can set up your seller account that way. And then maybe later on, either before you launch, right after you launch, whenever you can afford to do so, it's going to be a couple $100s. I'll go over the pricing here in a minute. It's going to be a couple $100s to fully set up your new LLC or S corporation. So either right before you launch, right after you launch, maybe after you start making some profits, you will want to go ahead and set up this business entity so you can keep all your expenses and incomes and earnings separate from your personal income. If you are just on your personal name and details now, for example, you get like a statement at the end of the year, almost like a W-2 statement of your wages or earnings from Amazon. So that's what you use to file within, kind of lumped in with your personal income. Okay, if that's how it goes for taxes. But so when should you file? You can file now from the very beginning, guys. If you haven't set up your seller account, or maybe you just did, you can switch over your seller account. So if you currently you have your seller account in your personal name and details, you can go ahead and follow these steps in today's video and go and register an LLC or S corporation. Go out and get a business checking account for that LLC. Get the EIN number from the IRS. Those are the three things: a business bank account, a business credit card or debit card, checking account for the business, and an EIN number from the IRS for the business, which is like a tax ID for the business. Those are going to be the things that are required for the Amazon side of things. That's what Amazon will request if you sign up as an LLC or S corporation. Now, one thing is, if you do sign up or you do have an LLC, what's interesting is for tax interview or tax status, you're still considered individual on a tax kind of interview question within Amazon's platform. So even if you have an LLC, you're still considered an individual for tax status. So don't get tricked on that question during the tax interview part. So if you've never signed up for an Amazon seller account, you can do this, set up your LLC or S Corp. Wait, you will need the bank account for the business open at least 60 days. Once you have the business bank account, business credit card, open an LLC, the seller account, all in the business information. Or if you want to start, be most easy today to just set up your seller account in your personal name and details and then switch it over to the LLC or S corporation. Once you have it, you just update your business entity type, your business address, and your deposit and charge methods, and then the tax interview. You'll redo that, okay? The tax questionnaire and tax status will be from individual. You'll put it into your business information. Now, let me just show you one more thing here, guys. So when you're on Amazon, you're looking at any product. This is the brand name. You want your brand name to be different from your company name or LLC name or S Corp name. Your brand name is the important one. That's the one that goes on the product, on the packaging, and the one you trademark. Over here is your company name. You can see sold by Torched. Let's say this would be Torched LLC. This is where the company name or your company name will be shown. And then you can click on the company name of any listing and then see right here, here's their business name and their business address. So right now, if you have a personal seller account, your personal address is going to show right here. Don't worry about too much about this, guys, because not many customers know how to look for this, and less than only 90% of customers won't do this, but it is there if customers did want to see it. So that's the difference between kind of brand name. That's the one you'll trademark. It's the important one. You get a logo done. You put it on your product. You put it on your packaging. But you want your company name to be different. So if your company brand name is Torched Displays, then your company should be like Torched LLC. Okay, so it's a little different because you may want to have one seller account called Torched LLC as your company or your seller name, but you have multiple brand names under that company. Does that make sense? So you do not need an LLC or S corporation or company to sell on Amazon to launch private label products. However, it is highly recommended you do take the time to do this and set it up to make it official, guys. You do want to, start a real business, keep your income and expenses separate from your personal ones. Number 3, how much does it cost to set up an LLC and S Corp? To set up an LLC, guys, it's roughly going to be, $100 to $200 on inkfile.com, which is the one that I use. It's $200 for the silver package. And then for the S Corp, that's going to be around $200 as well for their silver package. I've got their pricing right here. And you can see that to file an LLC in Washington State, where I'm located, it's right here, silver package, $200. And then to file an S Corp or S Corporation in Washington, it's also $200. I think I went with this one, though, the gold package, because I got free registered agent. What is a registered agent? That's somebody who's going to be legally responsible for accepting all mail on your behalf. If you're not located in the USA, you will need this. Okay, guys? So you may have to go with this option. And again, these prices will be different based on the state you're located. For example, maybe you want to set this up in Wyoming, which has a very business-friendly tax status. So if you're going to set up an S corporation in Wyoming, you can see it went down to only $100 and $300 for this. And it still comes with all the stuff: IRS form, EIN number, business tax number, which you'll need, free registered agent, preparing and filing the articles of the organization. So if you're not located in the USA, or if you want to consider it, Wyoming and Delaware are the best 2 states to form your business. It has the cheapest taxes as well, and tax rate, and most favorable kind of laws for businesses or corporations. Now, I decided to set up everything in Washington State. Number one, I live in Washington State. Number two, my business is all registered in Washington State, and my bank accounts are all in Washington State. Number three, Amazon's corporate headquarters is in Washington State as well. But if I was brand new or not located in the USA, I would highly recommend or consider filing in like a state like Wyoming for just the simple reason of costs will be lower to set it up. And then also you get lower costs and lower taxes each year, okay? So that's roughly the cost, guys, as far as setting up an LLC versus an S corporation. It depends on the state that you've set it up. If you want, you can just set it up in the state that you live in, you know, where you reside, where you're going to register your business. You can do that, or look at, you know, Wyoming or Delaware. Okay, number four is going to be your income. Obviously, guys, you know, the profits that we're earning, we want to keep as much profit as possible and not have to pay any additional taxes that we don't have to, right? So that's where kind of taxes come into play based off, is your business an LLC or do you have S Corp, which is a tax status? Let's go over the difference. LLC or single member LLC, limited liability corporation. And forming an LLC is the most popular and what most Amazon sellers do and why it's a big benefit. Let's scroll down to the benefits of an LLC. This means the company, not the members, will be liable if anything happens. So for example, if your product you're selling on Amazon hurts somebody, but you have an LLC, the person that got hurt can only sue the limited liability corporation LLC. They can't come after your personal bank account or your personal assets. Does that make sense? So they'd only be able to come after like the value of your inventory and your computer. You know, they can't sue for like your house. Does that make sense? So setting up at least an LLC is going to provide you legal protection for any liabilities if anything happens. Also, your business's net profits and losses are passed through to the personal income of the owners. This is under benefits of an LLC. So they are taxed as traditional income. There's no ownership restrictions. They don't have any residency restrictions, meaning you have the ability to partner with foreign nationals. You know, versatile tax status. LLCs can choose how they are treated as a taxable entity. In addition to pass-through taxation methods, LLC may also elect to be taxed as an S Corp or C corporation. That's an important one there, guys. If you do form an LLC, you can do tax status for your LLC as an S corporation, which I highly recommend if that's what you currently have now is an LLC. Cons of an LLC, guys, self-employment taxes. Basically, you're taxed twice. Taxes reported as personal income are often higher than tax at a corporate level, meaning members may end up having to pay more in taxes. Not may end up, you do pay more if you're just as an LLC. Careful record keeping all your business expenses is required for an LLC owner. They must be completely separate from your personal finances. So it can be a little bit tricky if you're the sole owner and CEO of the LLC and you're kind of mixing your income and your costs between your personal and the LLC. It can get confusing. If a member departs from an LLC, if you have a partner with an LLC and it's terminated, ceases to exist, it can be a little complicated as well. And then banking, keeping business and personal finances separate can be a daunting task. Banks usually charge a number of different fees and monthly expenses to maintain business accounts for this reason, okay? Now let's go over S corporations, the benefits of an S corporation. There's no double tax. Since S corps are pass-through tax entities, they don't have to pay federal corporate taxes. And that may seem really confusing, guys. What is business, federal corporate tax, and double taxation? I will go back over this so you don't feel like you have to slow down. I will go back over and show you an example of double taxation on an LLC versus not on an S Corp up above. So just hold on. Lower personal taxes for shareholders with an S corporation tax status or business, you are considered a shareholder. So because you're a shareholder, you can report income they receive as distributions. And they are not subject and the salary. So there's salary and distributions or dividends, and you're not subject to the self-employment tax. That's going to be a huge benefit. I'll go into more detail and show you an example. Asset protection. If you file your business as an LLC, your personal assets will be separated from your company assets. In other words, if your S Corp ever goes bankrupt and gets into legal trouble, your house, car, and other personal assets won't be at risk. Easy transfer of ownership. Those are going to be all the benefits of an S corporation. There's not a whole lot of cons, guys, like there is with the LLC. But let me show you some real examples here of the differences. So for an LLC, you would pay yourself a salary, which is subject to payroll taxes, federal income taxes like Medicare, self-employment tax, but Medicare, Social Security, and payroll taxes. You pay yourself a salary, and then the remaining profit and earnings over the salary are also going to be taxed at the state and federal income tax level. Okay, so both your salary and the additional profits are both taxed, like double. So essentially you're taxed twice on both your salary and any additional earnings above the salary you pay yourself. S Corporation, here is what I have and what I highly recommend. So there's two things. There's salary. So you're required to pay yourself a fair salary equal to that of someone with your experience, your job responsibilities within the business, same task and experience level. Think, I'm going to pay myself a salary. I have an S Corp, or my tax status is S Corporation. Even if I have an LLC, my tax status is S Corporation. You're required to pay yourself a salary. You can do this annually, once per year, once per month, twice per month, whatever you like, but you're required to pay yourself a salary equal to that. Think of someone with your experience level and task. Think if you had to replace yourself and hire somebody to do all the tasks that you do as the CEO, or if I had to replace myself with an employee, what would I have to pay them? That's roughly what you can pay as your salary, or what's kind of just accepted across all CPAs, certified planners, is public accountants, is 1/3 of the income. Okay, so think 1/3 will be my salary. So if I make $100,000 per year with my S Corporation, roughly $33,000 should be your salary. Okay, it should be more. Yeah, $33,000. Okay, also the other way you pay yourself, and which is even better, and one I like, member distributions or dividends to shareholders. Since if you're the only owner and you're the CEO, you can essentially just transfer money out of the S Corp bank account into your personal bank account as distributions. Distributions are not subject to payroll taxes like Medicare, Social Security, workers' comp. So does that make sense? With an LLC, you're paying taxes on salary and additional profits, whereas the S Corp, you're only paying a whole lot of taxes on the salary. You're not, the other part, distributions, which you can pay yourself out of, you're not taxed on payroll taxes, only just income taxes. So let me break that down even further. So if you made the business made $100,000 a year, the tax bracket, let's say for you, is 24%, which is an average tax bracket. The self-employment tax is roughly 15%. So we're going to go with the average of what you're going to be paying in taxes, regardless of which option you choose above, S Corp, C Corp, LLC, of 39% is roughly what taxes you're going to pay in taxes. So if you're an LLC, you're not an S Corp, you're an LLC, you earn $100,000, you're going to be paying income tax, self-employment taxes, federal taxes, payroll taxes like Medicare, federal taxes like Medicare, workman comp, Social Security on the entire $100,000. You know, income tax, self-employment tax, payroll taxes on the whole $100,000. Whereas if you're an S Corp, S Corporation tax status, and you make $100,000, you can pay yourself $50,000 as a salary. That will be subject to 15.3 payroll taxes, or 39% payroll taxes, and the income tax, which is roughly 39%. Okay, so you're going to pay that on $50,000, but you're not going to pay all the taxes on the other $50,000. You're going to only pay ordinary income tax on that other $50,000. So you're going to save like over $8,000 just by having an S Corp. I hope that example breaks it down. So with an S Corp, you can get a salary. You're taxed on that like normal, payroll taxes, federal taxes, income taxes. But on the distributions, you only have to pay the income tax. You're not paying the self-employment tax. You're not paying the payroll tax. So you can see that you're like saving a lot of money by having an S Corporation, okay? Next, we're going to go over accounting and payroll. So to get going, if let's say you do have an LLC or an S Corp, how are you paying yourself? This can be through a check or a direct deposit. What I use for both accounting, payroll, and my business is QuickBooks or Intuit and a Novo business checking account. Intuit and QuickBooks right here. I have pulled up right here QuickBooks. So I think it's the Premium Plus QuickBooks Premium Plus or Payroll Premium Plus and QuickBooks Plus, which is $80 per month plus $8 an employee per month. And this is going to come with auto payroll, 1099 e-file and tax information, expert product support, same-day direct deposit for those distributions, or for payroll, 401k plans, track income and expenses, invoicing. You get all of these different tools and resources with this plan right here. Now you can go with Payroll Core Plus and QuickBooks Plus. That's $65 per month plus $5 an employee. And that's going to come with full service payroll, auto payroll, next day direct deposit for payroll payments to you or your employees. So QuickBooks, Intuit's for payroll. And then what QuickBooks really shines at is their accounting, right? So this is their accounting side of things. Well, let me go back here to QuickBooks. QuickBooks is the accounting side of things for keeping track of your books, your income from your business, all your expenses, your costs, your profits, your monthly and quarterly statements for your business. Now, I have somebody, a CPA that I hired off Upwork that does all my QuickBooks and my booking and accounting for me. If you wanted to hire it out to get somebody to do it for you, I would look on both Fiverr or Upwork. You can find really good VAs located in the Philippines or India or overseas that will help you with your bookkeeping, with doing QuickBooks, with all your accounting stuff for really inexpensive. In the beginning, I did it all myself using QuickBooks and Google Excel or Google Sheets. But eventually, you can hire it out, is what I do, and then use QuickBooks, Intuit's A2X integration, and their payroll bundle for all my payroll and stuff. And then I have Novo, which is an online-only business checking account. It links up my Novo business account. I have a Novo business checking account for my business, my S Corp, and my other businesses. And what I love about Novo is it has integrations with my payment processors like PayPal and Stripe on my own website. It also has integrations with QuickBooks. So if I pay myself a distribution, that's automatically, also with Zapier, another integration, it's automatically tracked. If I pay myself a distribution, it's automatically tracked with just a few clicks. Okay, so that's kind of the benefit there. The most expensive option, Augusto is the other payroll system processor. ADP is another good payroll system processor, but probably the best overall for bookkeeping and payroll is QuickBooks and their payroll system. And then the other option, you have Xero for accounting software, but I would just go with QuickBooks for their payroll and accounting and bookkeeping. The other service, which is really expensive, but I've used them in the past, is bench.co. But you can see here, it's pretty expensive. It's $249 per month. But you do get full monthly bookkeeping, a dedicated bookkeeping team, year-end tax-ready financial statements, and direct unlimited communication with their in-house team. I did use Bench in the past. I was happy with them, but it is very expensive, just to keep you, to be honest with you about the pricing with bench.com, but it's the most automated system. But you'll get the hang of it as you practice, or you outsource it to a VA and kind of see what they're doing. And as you see your statements each month inside QuickBooks, you can really get a hang of kind of what you're tracking as far as expensive and costs and payments to any employees you have. 1099 contractors is the way I do it. But that, guys, is going to kind of go over everything as far as you need to know with business entity, company registration for your Amazon business, accounting, bookkeeping, payroll, and taxes. I hope you found this video valuable. If you did, make sure to give it a like down below. I will see you on my next video.